Hey guys, welcome to our live Q&A in the Fearless Fashionpreneur Facebook group. I'm so excited to be doing another Q&A with you guys. Just to let you know, we're going to be doing these Q&A lives every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you do have any questions, just be sure to post them anywhere on Facebook or Instagram using the hashtag AskFAW, that's Ask Fashion Angel Warrior, and I'll be sure to answer them for you. So we've got some great questions today. I hope you guys enjoy this. So our first question comes from Tiffany. And Tiffany asks, are there certain times of day that businesses should market on social media? And my answer to that is yes, but it does depend on a number of things, Tiffany. So number one, depends on who your target customer is and who you're really going after. And number two, it depends on the platform. So let's talk about targeting first. So depends who you're going after. So if you're a business that is targeting entrepreneurs, let's say, most entrepreneurs are using social media during the day for their own business, so they're going to be on social media during the day. So that's going to be a good time for you to be on social media, to be attracting them and to be posting stuff. If you're targeting the typical working professional, somebody that works 9 to 5 or 9 to 6, they're most likely at their job during the day. Hopefully they're not checking their Facebook as they're supposed to be working, and so they're most likely not going to check their social media very much until after they're out of work. So you might want to start posting in the evening, most likely around 6 p.m. when they get out of work, all the way through until like 9 p.m. would be a great time to post. So it does depend on your target customer. And then number two, depends on the platform. So each platform of social media meets a different need, has different benefits, has different features and functions. So it's really good to pay attention to each platform. So I can tell you what the general times, best times of posting are. But again, it's really going to depend on your business and who you're targeting. So studies have been done and people have done all different kinds of reports and different things. So here's what people are saying about the different platforms. So I'm going to use my little cheat sheet here because I can't even keep track of all these times. It's just so ridiculous. So they're saying Facebook is the best time to post on Facebook is from 1 to 3 p.m. and that's pretty much every day. So it doesn't matter if it's a weekday, weekend, 1 to 3 p.m. is a good time to post on Facebook. For Twitter, the best time to post is Monday through Friday. So Twitter's not really a weekend thing as much. So Twitter is Monday through Friday, and the best times to post are noon and 5 to 6 p.m. So again, noon, that's lunchtime. People are probably checking their phones, doing things. And then 5 to 6 p.m., people are getting off of work at that time, right? And of course, these are all in Eastern Standard Time. So again, this depends where your customers are located as well. So if you are a US-based company, but your customers are primarily in the UK, you're going to want to translate these times to their time, okay? So just keep that in mind as well. Okay, then we have Instagram. So Instagram, I can tell you the number one time to post is 5:30 p.m. on weekdays and 5 p.m. on Sundays. Don't ask me why. That is just the best time to post. I think, again, it's when people are getting off of work, they're checking their phone, all that kind of stuff. LinkedIn is definitely a lot of professionals, a lot of business people, so it's not a weekend thing at all. And really the best days to post are Tuesday through Thursday at either 7 a.m., 12 p.m., or 5 p.m. So again, the 7 a.m. is the crowd that gets up super early. They're checking their phones before they're on their way to work. Then 12 p.m. lunchtime, 5 p.m. they're getting out of work, that sort of thing, okay? And then, of course, we have Pinterest, which Pinterest is really more of a weekend type thing or a weekday evening type thing. So a lot of people really aren't on Pinterest during the day. So the best times to post are 8 to 11 p.m. weekday nights, and then Saturdays at 2 p.m., believe it or not. And again, these are all in Eastern Standard Times. But at the end of the day, it really just depends, again, on your business and who you're targeting. And the best way to really find out for yourself and your business what the best times to post is really just to test it. So take a look at the posts you've already done and see what times got the best engagement, got the most amount of likes, got the most amount of shares. You want to analyze all of that data and really look to see when the best times to post for you are in your business, because every business is different. You're targeting different individuals. You're located in a different area of the world. So that's really going to be the best way to do it. And then There's also some amazing tools that you can use to keep track of all of this, because honestly, it is so ridiculous to try to keep track of all these different times, which is why I have this cheat sheet. But I also like to use a lot of tools that are available out there. So I personally like to use Hootsuite. I think it's a great tool to schedule your posts ahead of time, and you can post to multiple platforms at the same time if you'd like. There's also Buffer, which is very similar to Hootsuite. Then there's Latergram, which is great for scheduling posts to Instagram. And there's TweetDeck, which is great for scheduling your posts for Twitter. So you can use any one of those or a combination of them. Again, I like to use Hootsuite. I think it's one of the best tools out there for scheduling your social media posts. And then I personally like to organically post on Instagram. So I don't like to automate my posts for Instagram. I actually personally do those every day at 5:30. So that's what I do for my business. So that's a great question. Hopefully that answered your question. Okay, our next question comes from Rhea. This is actually a two-part question. And so the first part of her question is there a certain age to join the industry, meaning the fashion industry? And the second part of her question is, what does a designer do apart from designing clothing? So let's talk about the age thing first. So there really is no real age minimum for the industry. It really just depends, Rhea, on what you're looking to do. So if you're looking to get a job in the industry and work for a company, most likely they're going to want to see that you have some schooling, that you've gone to college for fashion, that you have some experience, whether it's internship experience or real life experience. So most likely you're going to be around the ages of 21, 22, 23 to get a job in the industry, right? Now, if you're looking to start your own fashion line, that's a different story. And really, there's no age minimum for that. I mean, you could be 18 years old and start your own business in the United States. So I would say that there really is no age minimum for that, and you just need to start learning. And that would be my best advice for you, Rhea, is just to learn and start learning as soon as possible and as much as possible. So I started, I think, designing clothing for my Barbie dolls when I was 6 years old. And my mom taught me how to sew, and I began making clothing for myself in middle school. And then in high school, I designed my own senior prom dress and started taking art classes by the time I was 17. So you're really never too young to start learning. So take courses, take sketching classes, take sewing classes, work with a mentor like me, someone that can coach you and train you to be where it is that you want to be. Work with somebody that has been where you want to be, and they can show you the way. So there really is no age limit on that. So get as much information as possible, because that's the key to any kind of success in life. And then to answer the second part of your question, so what does a designer do apart from designing? My answer would be everything. Everything you can possibly think of, the designer is somehow responsible. Even if you work for a big corporation and there's actually people that have job titles of these different areas like production manager and tech designer and print designer, really it all falls on your shoulder as the designer. And if you own your own company, it's definitely going to fall on your own shoulder. So I'm talking about everything from trend research to color research to sourcing your own fabrics to figuring out print design, beading design, working with pattern makers, overseeing manufacturing, communicating with your manufacturers, whether they're located here in the US or overseas, everything including fittings, hiring a fit model, working with a pattern maker on the corrections after the fitting, even as far as depending on, again, if you have your own business, you're going to be doing sales, you're going to be working with buyers, you're going to be pitching buyers, approaching buyers. You'll be doing the trade shows yourself. You'll probably be doing all of the sales yourself in the beginning because you won't be able to hire someone. Then eventually maybe you can hire a showroom, you can hire a sales rep, but again, you're going to be the main liaison between them. So literally as a designer, you are responsible for everything that goes on with your line. Whether, again, you're working for someone else or you have your own fashion line, especially if you have your own fashion line. So it's a big responsibility, which is why I always tell people, be sure that this is something that you actually really love and really enjoy. Because if you don't have a passion for fashion, if you don't absolutely love it, if you don't absolutely breathe it and sleep it and eat it, then this is probably not the industry for you. It's very cutthroat, it's very competitive, it can just be nasty at times. So, and I hate the fact that it's like that, and part of the reason I started my business was to hopefully change that about the fashion industry and make it a place where people are actually collaborating instead of competing, and people are helping each other instead of trying to tear each other down and backstab and blame and do all these horrible things. But in the meantime, unfortunately, it is very much like that. So you have to love it. You have to absolutely love it. It has to be something that you can't live without. Otherwise, it's not worth it. It's not worth the aggravation and the stress, I'm telling you. So hopefully that answers your question, Ria. And then our last question comes from Bella. So Bella asks, how do I get traffic to my website? Well, Bella, that's a great question. I actually teach an entire course called Digital Marketing. It's an online course, so you can take it anytime. And a large chunk of the course is how to drive your traffic to your e-commerce website. But I'll give you a couple of the tips now just to be able to answer your question here. So number one, definitely keyword research. So you want to do the right keyword research to make sure that your website is targeted for the words that people are Googling, right? So when someone types in something in Google, you want your website to come up before anyone else's. And there's a right way to do keyword research, and there's a wrong way to do it. And there's even a way to figure out what your competitors' keywords are and what they're ranking for, so that you can actually start ranking for those keywords and have the traffic, instead of going to your competitors, actually start going to your website, which is something that we teach in the digital marketing course. So that's really important, keyword research. Number two, video. So video is so important to drive traffic to your website. It's so important for SEO, mainly because Google owns YouTube. So when Google bought YouTube, they basically were saying, we know that video is going to be important. We know it's the wave of the future. We know video gets more engagement than posts or blogs or pictures. And so it's really important that you have video on your website. And we talk about exactly where to post those videos and how to incorporate video on your website in the digital marketing class as well. The third thing is social media. So 25% of all SEO, which stands for search engine optimization, which is basically how to get traffic to your website, is on your website. The other 75% is actually social. So you want to have things like likes and shares and a lot of engagement going on with social media, and you want to have that linked back to your website. So we show you how to do that as well. The fourth thing is going to be a blog. So it's so important to blog. I can't tell you enough how important it is to blog. And the reason is because it's good for SEO. So Google looks for fresh new content. If you haven't updated something on your website in a long time, Google starts to put you lower and lower in the ranking. And so if you have updated something on your website, and a blog is something that's great, that's easy to update on your website, and it's easy to do every single week, Google says, oh, this website must be really important, it must be new, it must be fresh, because the content keeps updating all the time. So we have to put it higher. So then Google says, oh, we must put this website higher in the list. So when people start to search for those keywords, your website will come up higher automatically. And then, of course, there's a way to use your keywords in your blog and all of that great stuff, which I teach in the course as well. So that's going to help you drive traffic to your website. And then the last thing is backlinks. So what's a backlink, you say? So let's say my website is fashionangelwarrior.com, and I talk about a website called abcclothing.com on my website. That's a backlink for the ABC Clothing Company, right? So every time you have your website link on someone else's website, that's called a backlink. You're basically driving traffic to your website using other people's websites. And that's another way that you can that's used to drive traffic and get your website higher in SEO. So Google's always changing their algorithm. There's always these little things here and there that are changing. But in general, those 5 things are definitely going to help to drive traffic to your online website. And again, like I mentioned, I offer the digital marketing course online. It's amazing. We teach you how to do the right keyword research, how to figure out what your competitors are ranking for so that you can start ranking for those keywords, where to put the keywords on your website, which a lot of people don't understand where they should use the keywords once they understand what those keywords are. We also talk about what to post on social media, even if you have nothing to sell. There's so many things you can post on social media, and there's so much that you can start doing before you even have your fashion line, before you have anything to sell whatsoever, you can start building your tribe and getting people to know, like, and trust you so that when you are ready to sell, they're so excited they can't wait to buy your stuff. That's where you want to be. So we teach you how to do that in the course. We also teach you 8 different tips for blogging and 7 different places to post your blog once you actually do get the blog up and running. So like I said, it's a 90-minute course that's taught all online, so it's available at any time. It's recorded, so you can go back and listen to it at any time, which is great. There's also over 15 done-for-you cheat sheets, worksheets, templates, and scripts to guide you along the way. So it's a really great course. So if anyone's interested in taking the digital marketing course and learning about all of this stuff that I just went over, please comment below and I'll definitely send you the link for the course. So that's it. That's all the questions that we have. If anyone else has any questions, I'll take any right now. Otherwise, we'll be doing these live Q&A calls every Tuesday from 7 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the Fearless Fashionpreneur Facebook group. So be sure you join the group in order to get access to the calls. We're also going to start doing some live interviews, which is going to be really fun. I'm going to have some special guest speakers come on and talk to you guys. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And if anyone has any topics that they'd like me to talk about, I can definitely spend some time doing some topic stuff. So post that in the Facebook group as well. All right, guys, so I'll leave you with my famous quote: don't just do your best, do whatever it takes. It's so easy. Anyone can say, oh, well, I just did my best. But it's very difficult to say, how can I do whatever it takes? And did I do whatever it takes? So think about that. Think about what it means to do whatever it takes, to make no excuses, to live to your fullest potential, to put in 110%, to go above and beyond what you're called to do. That's the way to success. That's what a warrior does. That's why I named my business Fashion Angel Warrior. So thanks a lot, guys. Look forward to next week's live Q&A. Talk to you soon.